Minecraft, a game without a set storyline, has more lore than most other video games. But to find it, you'll have to dig much deeper than most people would dare go. From explaining one of the most mysterious beings in Minecraft, to the origins of the end dimension, and even how command blocks fit into all this. These are some of my greatest Minecraft theories ever, so I present to you Minecraft lore. The Orb of Dominance, the most powerful object in the Minecraft franchise, giving you the ability to turn armies to your will. I've never liked how vague Mojang is with this item, and so today I'm going to tell you where it came from, what it can do, and most importantly, where it is now. And spoiler alert, it's been right in front of you the whole time. But first of all, to explain all its lore, we're going to need to look at its properties. But as you can see, it's got pink and orange, and it's sort of a gradient that alternates over time. It also has lots of powers. It has the ability to teleport things and levitate them. It has the ability to summon mobs. And it has the ability to talk. You heard me right, it can talk. You see, for Minecraft canon, there are a few things we have to work with. We have Minecraft, Minecraft Legends, and Minecraft Dungeons. But something I just became aware of recently is there's actually a canon graphic novel called Rise of the Arch-Illager, and it gives us a lot of information about the Orb of Dominance, like a lot. The most important of which is that the Orb of Dominance can not only speak, but is intelligent. It manipulates people. It's basically the One Ring from Lord of the Rings if it was an orb cube thing. The Arch-Illager isn't bad. He was just a regular villager manipulated by the orb, and if he had gotten his way, he never would have done any of this. So now that we know a little bit more about the Orb of Dominance, let's try to discuss where it came from. As we all know, the Orb of Dominance has some pretty unique properties like the gradient that no other item has. But what if I told you there was another item that looked like this? Another item that had similar powers and abilities within Minecraft canon. And that item is from Minecraft Legends, the Flames of Creation. At parts you can clearly see the orange and pink gradient within, which points to not only a similar material, but a similar origin. Listen to this line from Foresight.
These golems helped us shape the overworld, and now they will help you defend it.
Did you get that line? These golems helped us shape the overworld, and now they will help you defend it. This implies that they've had the golems for a long time. Like a long time. And if they had the Flames of Creation, chances are they had the Orb of Dominance as well. But hold up for a sec, we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. We need to see what Minecraft canon says about the origin of the Orb of Dominance. If you look at the wiki, it says long before the events of Minecraft Dungeons, the Orb of Dominance emerged from a portal that led from an endless void between worlds. In the overworld, where it wreaked havoc until it was finally locked away, imprisoned within a sanctuary in the mountains. For those of you who don't get it, they're talking about the end portal, but if it emerged from the portal, that means it could have been in an infinite number of hands before then, so we don't really know much from that. But what we do know is that the hosts have the ability to create items. In the game, you literally see Knowledge invent the Iron Axe, which means they definitely could have made the Orb of Dominance too. Especially because there are only 4 items in the Minecraft franchise that allow for the summoning of mobs. This staff from the Desert Temple, the Orb of Dominance, the Flames of Creation, and a command block. So now that we have a pretty good theory of where the Orb of Dominance is from, let's talk about where it is now. In Minecraft Dungeons, after you defeat the Arch-Illager and destroy the orb, it shatters into pieces all across the overworld. You end up destroying a total of 6 of these pieces. But if you look at this shot from the end of Minecraft Dungeons, you'll see there are 21 shards. That means that we missed a whole lot. Or rather, that Foresight missed a whole lot, because if you listen to the narrator voice in Minecraft Dungeons,
it was a time of great adventure.
And then Foresight in Minecraft Legends,
we cannot stop this. We must respect their choice.
You'll find that they sound incredibly similar, and in fact, both clips have the same voice actor. Clearly the hosts have something against the Orb of Dominance, and we know that they have the ability to create items. So here's my theory. The hosts created the Orb of Dominance to do good things with its power. Unfortunately, the piglins got their hands on it and they were able to use it to come to the overworld and take over another dimension. After the events of Minecraft Legends, that's when the war took place that's described in the Rise of the Arch-Illager novel over the Orb of Dominance, where it's sealed away in a dark tavern in the mountains. That's when the events of Minecraft Dungeons play out. But then after that, we missed several shards and we didn't destroy them. Therefore, the Orb of Dominance escaped us and the hosts, scattering throughout the overworld. That only leaves one question. Where is it now? What if I told you there's another block in Minecraft with the same gradient texture that has all the similar properties of the Orb of Dominance and more? I'm of course talking about the command block. If you look at the buttons on the side of the command block, you'll see that over time they fluctuate in color, just like the Orb of Dominance. Command blocks can also do anything the Orb of Dominance can do, like summoning mobs, teleporting, and levitating. In conclusion, a command block is just a controlled output for the Orb of Dominance's power. And I know everyone loves incorporating command blocks with Minecraft lore, like Herobrine or the Witherstorm. But as far as I know, this is the first lore-accurate way a command block has been put in Minecraft storyline. Bet you'll never look at these things the same way again.
Now this theory is pretty crazy, and it lays the groundwork for lots more questions. But what if I told you that that theory is nothing compared to the next one? Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the most accurate Minecraft theories ever devised. This is the Minecraft Multiverse theory. Minecraft has parallel universes, and if you don't believe me right now, you'll certainly believe me by the end of the video. So here's the evidence. First of all, we know for a fact that Minecraft has multiple dimensions, and those dimensions are what we know as the Nether and End. But what I bet you didn't know is that those dimensions are probably parallel universes. In case you don't know what the parallel universe theory is, it's basically saying that whenever a choice is made or something could go multiple ways, like a coin flip, it creates multiple dimensions, one of which things went one way in and the other it went the other way. For example, every time you flip a quarter and it lands on heads, there's another dimension where that quarter landed on tails. That way the dimensions branch out from each other in a sort of tree-like formation. But how would this even work in Minecraft? I mean, it doesn't explain that some dimensions look entirely different, like the Minecraft movie being hyper-realistic and Minecraft Legends being less blocky. The way that I think this works is that in different dimensions, life processes light differently. For example, despite the entire screen being yellow, the screen doesn't have a single yellow pixel on it right now. All this is a bunch of blue and green blending together to create the yellow that you see on screen. And I think that being in different dimensions changes the way that your eye perceives light to make things look differently. We know that in the Minecraft multiverse, changing dimensions changes your biology, because in Minecraft Legends, you go from a regular Minecraft player to looking like this. So for example, if a real person was put into a Minecraft world, they would see this instead of this. There's even a hint to lots more dimensions in a canon Minecraft novel called Castle Redstone. In Chapter 7, the main characters are going through a nether portal where it says this: "They fell and fell, twisted it over and over, at one moment blasted by an unbearable heat and then the next by a blood-freezing chill. How many other realms were there? Was this emptiness the gap between more than just the world she knew and the nether? Could there be more, countless more, just beyond this darkness? What hands and minds had created them?" And I know what everyone's gonna say, Rise of the Arch-Illager is the only canon Minecraft novel and this isn't canon. Well, first of all, the only evidence that Rise of the Arch-Illager is even canon is from a tweet made by the writer. In this tweet, the author describes that he believes that Rise of the Arch-Illager is the only canon Minecraft novel. But first of all, he's not Mojang, he's just a writer that partnered with Mojang. Him saying that Rise of the Arch-Illager is the only canon novel is as credible as one of Mojang's janitors saying that hippos are canon. And second of all, at the start of the book, it shows what series the book takes place in, and it says Minecraft. It doesn't say Minecraft book series, it doesn't say Minecraft companion series, it says Minecraft. Minecraft piglins die in the overworld, but in the Minecraft movie, if you give them an awkward potion, they can survive. The thing is, despite it not being a regular game feature, it was already predicted in a novel years earlier, so if that's not credible, I don't know what is. Finally, how would a Minecraft multiverse even work? Like, if all the dimensions / worlds / timelines branch off from the same world, then what would the original world even look like? First of all, I think it's safe to say that the original Minecraft world had more nether-like topography than the overworld. And the reason for that is because I can think of a million reasons that blocks could get removed from the world, like explosions or cataclysmic events. But I just don't find it reasonable that there was some event that added millions and millions of blocks to the overworld to cause it to look like the nether. Second of all, I think that it wasn't as hot back then to allow life to form. And sniffers were almost certainly roaming it because, as you know, sniffers are an ancient mob. There was probably lots of grass there too, because with all the grass in the overworld, it's hard to believe that it just grew there out of nowhere. So the original Minecraft world that we've described so far looks something like this. So how did it go from this to the overworld? What I'm about to describe to you is complete theory. Let me know in the comments if you see any bugs with it, but let's start. Well, I think that some kind of cataclysmic event happened, causing the surface of the nether to cave in. Once the world above started to flatten down a little bit, grass started to grow on the surface from below, and that's how we got the overworld that we see today. So what about the nether? Well, I think this time around, when players first spawned in, their furnaces created lots of greenhouse gases, causing a global warming effect. And whether or not you believe in global warming, it's just scientifically proven that a large enclosed space is going to get warmer after you fill it with toxic fumes. From there, all the animals were forced to evolve and adapt to survive the heat. And if you don't believe in evolution like myself, let's at least say that in a world where the sheep look like this and the trees look like this, anything can happen. And finally, the end. Personally, it looks to me like some kind of corruption took it over. I mean, the entire world is barren, the only thing left able to grow is chorus fruit, and the remnants of lost civilizations still sit there. So what kind of corruption am I talking about? Well, that's a theory for another day. Now we know that the Orb of Dominance survived Minecraft Dungeons, and we know that Minecraft is in a multiverse. But this next theory is what brings it all together. So prepare for one of the craziest Minecraft theories ever told. What you've just clicked on will change your perspective of Minecraft forever. From the discovery of a fourth host, to a battle with the fate of the multiverse on the line, to the shaping of an entire dimension, and even the most powerful being in all of Minecraft. That's right, my break is over, the grind is back, and this is the story of the greatest Minecraft theory ever told. This all starts with the Minecraft Multiverse theory. It's a theory that I pioneered 5 months ago that Mojang has confirmed in one of their books. But to put things simply, Minecraft started out in one singular world. How the world, or even life itself, was created, we may never know. But as the real-life multiverse theory depicts, this Minecraft world branched out into several different universes. Every time a decision was made or a random chance event happened, the timelines split. Now, a key point in this multiverse was a timeline that looked like this. A massive underground world full of lush caves and sniffers. As I proved in this video, the overworld, nether, and end all branch off from this timeline. In the overworld timeline, the caves above collapsed, causing the entire world to become flat. However, the life that survived started to thrive on the surface, whereas larger life forms that weren't able to survive the collapse went extinct, only to have their remains hidden beneath the ocean. As for the nether, what happened is that players started putting in furnaces and releasing greenhouse gases into the air. And if you're like me and you don't believe in global warming, the nether is an enclosed space, which makes it way hotter way faster. From there, all the mobs were forced to adjust to the heat as lava flowed through the once lush overworld. But what I didn't really talk about in that video was the end. How was the end formed? Well, I don't really know. In both timelines, there's bedrock on the bottom of the world, so the bedrock would have to have gotten removed somehow. And not only that, how are the islands floating? Well, let's look at some previous theories about the end to see what we can get from them. You see, the game theorists made a theory a while ago about the end, where players entered the end and started eating only chorus fruit, which caused them to turn into Endermen. And something that supports this is that the Endermen in Minecraft actually speak English. Here are some sound clips of Endermen talking. I mean, we hear Enderman sounds all the time, we just don't think of them as English. Another theory that we can get quite a bit from are the hosts. The hosts in Minecraft Legends are sort of dimension-traveling guardians that protect the Minecraft worlds from harm. In Minecraft Legends, they protected an alternate version of the overworld from piglin attacks. However, we're fairly certain that there's a fourth host. The three hosts that we know of are called Action, that looks like this, Knowledge, that looks like this, and Foresight, that looks like this. But there's a strange pattern happening with them that you probably didn't notice. As you can see, Action has 1 eye, Knowledge has 2, and Foresight has 4. As you've probably noticed by now, we skipped number 3. Not to mention that the hosts had this central conference table where they all talk. As you can see, it's a 4-sided table with 3 hosts. Also, take a look at this shot here.
You're afraid. We all are.
No. I am just sad that it has come to this. Shall we begin?
We can see that Foresight looks off to the empty side of the table, where I personally think that there was a fourth host. A host with 3 eyes. Bearing that in mind, let's look at a theory by Zatrix. Zatrix's Broken God theory is the most popular video on his channel, and honestly, it's kind of a good theory, although it does have quite a few flaws. First of all, near the start of the video, he says this.
Enderlings, part of Ender, Enderscent, Enderscent? A strange name to be sure, but have you ever stopped to think about this title? Their name reveals a clear and distinct connection. God sent. This realization was shocking. I mean, the implications are utterly game-changing.
But by that logic, bone meal and oatmeal are also similar. Just because the term sounds similar doesn't mean it's the same. However, the references that he makes from the overworld architecture and things like the windswept peaks are completely irrelevant to regular Minecraft because this overworld is different from this overworld. Even though the overworld events in Minecraft Dungeons happen long before the events in Minecraft, in order to go from the Minecraft Dungeons overworld to the Minecraft overworld, lots and lots of plants, animals, and fungi would all have to go extinct. And in the time that happened, the terrain would have shifted drastically, which as we can see, it doesn't. However, I do believe that the end in Minecraft Dungeons is similar to the end in the overworld, mainly because everything in the end in Minecraft Dungeons is similar to everything in the end in Minecraft, with the exception, of course, of things created by void power, which is something we'll touch on later in the episode. Anyway, although Zatrix's theory does have some flaws, there is a little we can take from it. You see, in his video, he mentions that in Rise of the Archillager, the Nameless One tells Archie that while his orb pulls power from the night, Archie's orb pulls power from somewhere far beyond. And given there's lots of evidence that the Orb of Dominance originated from the End or some End-like being, we can tell that he's talking about the End. But all I've done so far is given you a big information dump, so now it's finally time to reveal the big theory, the greatest story in all of Minecraft. You see, it all begins with the hosts. The hosts are powerful beings from another dimension who discovered how to travel in between worlds. There was action, knowledge, foresight, and Ender. The hosts traveled dimensions exploring their new powers, whereas Ender only wanted more. So using his unique abilities, he forged something unlike anything seen in the Minecraft multiverse. He forged the Orb of Dominance. The Orb of Dominance was a part of him, a lens through which he could focus his power, similar to the One Ring in Lord of the Rings. Within it, he created his perfect and most powerful form, the heart of Ender. Over time, this newfound power corrupted him, and he didn't just want more power. He wanted an entire dimension all to himself. So he traveled to an overworld somewhere in the multiverse, and using the power in his orb, he corrupted it. A sickness tore through their land, dissolving the bedrock and gnawing away at stone. The void grew plentiful and more powerful with the loss of the bedrock. Animals, villagers, and even players all fell to this tragedy. He continued to corrupt the world until all that remained was a barren wasteland in the void, filled with corrupted fruit too toxic to eat consistently. And the power that he drew from the void was enough to keep even the mighty hosts at bay. But then something happened that he wasn't expecting. Players from another dimension found out how to enter his domain, something that until this point the hosts were unable to do. He watched as the first intelligent life in years walked through his lands. He witnessed how they ate the chorus fruit and were slowly morphed by it until eventually they turned to Endermen. They retained a power that only the players had to break in place blocks, but also gained the ability to teleport on command. But where most would see nuisance, Ender saw utility, so he enslaved the Endermen, commanding them to fight anyone else who dared enter his domain. The Endermen were so good at their job that he created more beasts in their image. He created the Washlings, the Snurlings, and even the Great Endersent, and they lived in cities that are mere ruins today. Now at this point it feels fitting to remind you that Ender isn't a god like Zatrix says, he's just a very powerful being. Anyway, he constructed the ultimate outpost in the overworld, High Block Keep. A structure with massive doorways to allow the Endersent to travel freely, and balconies only accessible through the Enderman's unique teleportation abilities. Until one day, the hosts had had enough. They had enough of Ender's conquest for power. They rallied mobs, golems, and even some players, and all of them made the ultimate stand against the most powerful being in the Minecraft universe. And in this battle, the Great Ender was finally defeated. Although to avoid capture or death, he sent the Orb of Dominance, the heart of Ender, the very fiber of his being, into the overworld, hoping to one day rise to power again. Hundreds of years later, when the war was forgotten, he ensnared the mind of a young illager by the name of Archie. Archie, being one of the weakest illagers ever to exist, was happy to accept this newfound power. Ender created a staff, atop which he sat, to create the illusion that Archie was wielding him, whereas in reality, he was wielding Archie. Although in the end, a group of brave heroes were able to defeat the Heart of Ender. Once again, he made an attempt to flee, but Archie, unwilling to let go of his new power, held on tightly, until eventually the force between the two caused the orb to shatter. A few of the shards scattered across the land, ensnaring other mobs. A good number of them were turned into command blocks, as I proved in my Orb of Dominance theory. But one lucky shard was found by an Enderman, and taken back into Ender's domain. There he absorbed the void energy and regrew his power. He wasn't in his full form yet, but he was fully prepared to take on any foes who faced him, until eventually the great heroes made their stand, fighting Ender again. Here it's revealed that his new, more powerful form is covered in many eyes to signify how much greater he is than even the mighty Foresight. And so the battle commenced between the strongest being in all of Minecraft and a few mere mortals. With Ender being at the lowest point since before he was a host, all the creatures that he'd created through the void were lost. The End returned to the barren wasteland it was when he created it, leaving the only inhabitants as the Endermen that he didn't create. Although he still had control of the Endermen as his last loyal servants, his grip on them slipped a little bit as his power was no longer anywhere near as great as it once was, and he took his final form. A form that he'd been playing around with as a backup plan for many, many years now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Ender took his final form as a dragon, the Ender Dragon. So he sat in the end, guarding his domain and attacking any that came through the portal, as he awaits to one day grow to his full strength again. The Endermen in the overworld, who are supposed to be stopping you from entering the portal, now only attack you when you look at them. As they don't wish to remain slaves of Ender, they give you little hints along the way. So there you have it, guys. Greatest Minecraft theory ever told, in my opinion. And yes, this does invalidate my original End Crystal theory, but come on, guys, I made that over a year ago. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to subscribe, and goodbye.